Hello everyone, Ace8 here. Discovered that I need to split one of the levels in Turscar Isle into two, so I figured I'd walk through that for myself doing it. Now this level, the archives, will have quite a bit of loot in servers that are in this section back here, and this section back here. The rest of it is filled with props, basically filing cabinets, bookcases, booths for the spammers to analyze their victims. And the problem is I just have too many colliders in each section for the game to really keep up. Especially since I started adding the ray traced audio add-on. I'll include a link to that in the description. It really does add a lot of atmosphere, so I want to keep it. So I'm going to split this into two parts. I've already kind of done that, but I need to move everything over to a different section, if you will. Can't remember how to do that in Blender, so I'm just going to do a completely new thing here. Said completely new. There's a bit of a meme about how you always delete the default cube in Blender. I can't remember what it's about. I think it's just a recurring gag people have come up with. I'm just going to append them into it. Where is it? Turscar Isle? No, not there. I have so many places all over the place. I can't remember what's doing what. Ah, there we are. Blend the objects. Let's see. Upper, inner, upper entrance, power corridor. So the player will usually enter from here. This leads into the broadcast hall, the spammer's cathedral, if you will. There is also this alternate path here that will lead to the generator room. That's basically another way around if you just want to find other ways. Now, I'm just going to delete these walls entirely because they're not actually any use anymore. What I'm going to do is seal this area off entirely and use a ladder porter. I already had done that, but they required a direct, not a direct line of sight, a gap between the two. It's not actually necessary, and I should have thought of this earlier. But what I could do is maybe use something like that. Seal off this area. Well, not seal it off, just add a side room here which holds the actual porter itself. It shouldn't require too much for me to change, but yeah, we'll see. Move that forward one. Those aren't entirely straight, and I know it's not strictly necessary, but it just bugs me when they aren't. It'll do. Don't rotate it, you idiot. And move this forward to about 10.92. Yeah, even when they're not nice, neat numbers like that, I know it's probably just me being picky, but I just prefer it when they are. Well, this one's easy enough. There. Oh god damn it, I keep forgetting. Gosh. So okay, elsewhere in this project, I'm actually getting close to releasing a beta build of this, which will be interesting to see what people think of it. We went forward back by one. Basically, I ran into this issue while I was doing a last check. There's always one last thing I forget about. There, I keep things nice and neat. That'll work. And yeah, it's been fun working on this. Frustrating at times, but that's kind of part and parcel of this whole industry at times. This whole line of work. And it's there. Okay, so one last. Alright, need to cut this up a bit. Maybe so I can actually merge the verses and actually make a face out of it. To be honest, I probably don't even need these curved in like this, but I'll leave it as is. So there's going to be a portal in here, which will lead down to the lower levels of the archives. This section here is going to be all bookcases, filing cabinets, all that sort of thing. Analyst booths. More over here. I may have overdone them. I'm going to have a line of statue walls lying this way on either way side of the walkway to the servers. It's going to be there's a doorway here which is jammed open, so it's going to be a guard and camera watching it. And most of the servers in here have a lot of loot, so if you want to steal a lot from these guys, sneak in here and hack their servers. Why are you doing it in person? Well, because it's easier in a way. If you can get physical access to a machine, it's pretty much dead. Alright, time to quickly unwrap all these. Cube production, the size of maybe 2. Basically, the textures I'm using are. I don't think they imported properly. Oh, didn't import the textures. Oops, let me quickly do that. Actually, before I do anything else, remove them and then append them. It's a really handy way to share them between scenes. Stone and wood. Basically, the floors and ceilings are all wood, the rest are stone. Or at least lined with it. That will come through. God damn it, I may have just made myself some needless extra work here. Gerp. I'll leave stone there in the back. So what I'm going to do is edit the shader just like I did before. Although actually I could just import them inside Blender itself, inside Godot. Maybe I'll do that instead, just to make it easier. Right, so that's the uppers. Clean up everything that's not being used. Did I click that properly? Nope. God damn it. Now, export this into, yeah, this one. I don't think I have any modifiers applied, but I'm going to do it anyway, just to make sure. That has bitten me quite a few times. Now, delete, 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 delete. So there's only one real entrance here. That's this one here from the broadcast hole. Again, it's basically just a lot of I don't know. I think about it. Maybe I'll split this out into different sections. Maybe later. I'm basically making this shit up as I go, so don't take me too seriously. Again, it's pretty much the same way as I see. I hadn't assigned a texture here because I was assigning that within Godot itself. So purge everything that's unused and export. I probably sound like I'm bouncing around things a lot because my attention span is weird. Right, that's not out of the way. Let's open up Godot and start creating a new scene. And Godot is opened. Here's the current state of the archives. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of colliders here. I think there's just too many. I did try optimizing some of these, like putting one single one for all these rows of filing cabinets. I think I have a. These all have individual ones as well. That might not have helped. Did try adjusting these light colliders. Basically, there's just too much stuff here. I need to split it off. So the good news is I have a lot of this already done. So I can just create a new scene and copy things over. I hope. Now, where was it? Before anything else, upper corridor. I'm using level 1 in the mesh instance layers for navigation scenery only. Sota isn't going to be shown to the player. And the only thing that can go in here is the player. This little corridor over here to the side. So just this layer here, scenery, and player. Everything else we'll just ignore it. Right, enable light maps and LODs. Upper, again, same thing, but this can actually be used by both. Player, NPCs, line of sight. Again, enable light map UV so the lights will bounce around properly. I'm probably not using the right terms, I can't remember what they are. I need to reassign that properly. Go into Blender and solve that. Yeah, that's going to be wood. And just like the floor. And same thing as before. Cube projection. Give it a size. Basically, so it looks like they're not completely. So they look like they're more or less the same place, part of the same scene. And yeah, that looks a lot better. Now, where was I? Oh yes. Somewhere underneath the sectors. I have too many folders here and I can never remember where they all are. Alas. That's meshes, isn't it? Yeah, I don't need meshes. I need scenes, not player specific. Sectors. Actually, I'm just going to be lazy and duplicate the archives. Archives upper. So we could go back, quickly swap back to the archives and delete the upper level stuff. That really did help me out, just putting them there under upper. These statues, yeah, they're statues too, they're upper level, so they can just be deleted. Did I click OK? Apparently not. This boss. Now I need to figure out how to actually do all this. This is a bathroom for the analysts, so I'm just going to delete that. Your servers 2, that's the mainframes up here. Delete. Secure server door, delete. This fixing player collider was... that's actually needed down here. Yeah, there was some weird thing where as soon as I stepped in, would just get stuck, try fixing it, and then get stuck through the floor and then fall through. Really not a good idea, that. So that's there just to fix it. I think it's just the collider here was, for this sector, was just a little too thin. This is just a much thicker one beneath to catch that. Yeah, it's just silly things like that, dumb things like that. Now, section 3. I think I started doing these. Obviously I just copied and pasted them. Yeah. This is going to be pretty boring. I'll just skip over it. Right, that's this area mostly cleaned up. A couple things I forgot. Markers back to the various areas. Don't want to show them here. It's not like they're really going to make that big of a difference. These upper archives links are basically navigation links, doing sound and all that stuff. And yeah, that looks like everything here. Well, another thing I forgot. It's not like this is going to make a difference. I just would prefer not to have it lying around. I can be a little bit picky about that sort of thing. Sometimes. I'm not the most diligent at this sort of thing. So the occlusion is baked. Doesn't really make too much of a difference here, but I should at least hide some of these. So these random patrol guards, they are going to be, well, patrolling at random, so you'll never get the exact same pattern from them. And I'm going to put another one in here. He's going to start all the way over here, close to the entrance. And that's sorted. Scroll all the way up to the archives. Random patrol guards. Everything else here is good. Probably need to add some loot now I think about it. I just went and deleted the entire thing. And server loot. So the way these server loot things work is, I probably should have done this. I probably should have parented this to an actual mainframe like this, but well. Is you go up to them, you press the use button to extract things, to copy things onto a USB drive or whatever. But once you leave it, it will be locked. You can leave early, but you won't get as much loot from it. So I'm going to raise these up to about 300. And on harder difficulties, it's going to take longer. Now, there's going to be a bit of a spoiler here for for where these things are located, but honestly, if you're willing to go back through this and to try and make things easier for yourselves when the game is released, I'm not going to bother stopping that. It's just not worth the hassle. And there, that should be enough for now. Before I do anything else, let me check if I'm going to delete anything. Right. None of this will be deleted, but there is a 5% chance that each of these will have their loot randomized, or the max worth or value. Anyway, wait, hang on, does that? I can't remember right now if that actually affects server loot or not. 9 o'clock in the morning. My brain is not fully functional yet. This area up here, collision up here. That's just for overriding sounds. So basically, you can see there's a stone section here. Your footsteps and the spammers will sound like they're walking on stone through here and here, but everywhere else it'll sound like they're wood. See here? Default sound material, wood. Right, let's now bake the lighting, see how that looks. It's going to look a bit dark. This is pretty much a recurring issue I've run into here. I'm just going to pause the recording while waiting for that to happen. Right, the lighting is done. Still looks pretty dark, but that's just part and parcel of this. It'll look a bit brighter in the actual game because I'm using the sun directional light without shadows in these indoor scenes to provide some, what the hell am I looking at, light. Not much, but it's better than nothing. I'm going to quickly move over to the upper archives and basically same thing, just deleting all the lower props. 2, 3, 4, and so on. Not use these are the lower level ones, so delete them. Just rename this. Upper archives. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot to actually assign anything. I'm not sure if this is the case with Godot, but in Unity, it used to be the case that probably still is. If you shared materials between objects, it would actually improve performance because the graphics processor didn't have to do as much work. I can't remember if that's actually true, but it also means I don't have to worry about this thing so much. All right. And that is the initial one. Still got some things to get. Gosh, so much stuff here I need to delete. Before I do anything else, I am just going to turn off the. Where is it? Hang on, did I delete the vent? Oh yeah, that was only used for sound. I'll need to go back and add that back in. Control points lower, don't need. Lower. Over, don't need. Right, disable the occluder color because it is starting to mess around with my ability to see anything. I'm going to keep these as are. I will need to go back to the broadcast hall and generators to clean this up afterwards, but that's minor. So, anything here in the upper level? Nope, doesn't look like it. Delete. Oh. Right, I forgot about that. Delete the ladder pictures then, because they're not used to me either way. Right, I keep forgetting about that. Now these flags or banners can be deleted because I don't actually need them down here. These honestly, if I miss one or two here, it doesn't really matter too much. They're basically just propaganda machines. You don't need to hear them. Which is probably going to make the Turscarites very angry that I'm saying all these horrific things about Turscar worship and all that, but fuck them. Right, servers, they're low level, don't need them. Season lights, isn't it? Basically, the reason I expanded them is I didn't have this parent class that could override whether or not they account for cover. The camera, which one was that? Yeah, that one can die. Also, these bar spotlights don't really add. I don't think they add any of that yet. Do they? No, they don't have a light radius attached to them. I probably should add one, but let me know what you think. Nope, wrong thing. Clear the navigation mesh, so I don't actually click it by accident. Just upper, that's not what I want. Ugh. As usual, I delete the wrong. And I'm just going to pause the recording while I clean all this up. Alright, most of the boring cleanup is done. Just going to quickly grab a couple more lights to add into the lift shaft room. And actually, I probably need to add the portal to both sides. Derp. Yeah, let's see now. Not collider anymore, so delete it. Let's get up to the navigation area. Where is it? Navigation. Ah, yes, this one. Bake it and let's see if it works. Oh, good. It's picked up the floor space. That's good. So that's a starting point. We'll bake the light maps. Cancel. Right, that's the lighting done. Remember, if I've done it, need to do the occlusion culling. So I'll do that now because it's quick. And yeah, that looks good. Tells me I need another one of these portals for the lift shaft. I'm gonna add a little bit of extra to that to try and make it look better. So these blockers are basically just to hide the fact that you're looking at an empty wall here. They're not strictly necessary here, but I'm going to keep them because they kind of serve as a visual shorthand that there is a portal here. Probably should come up with a better material for these, but it's just not really that important. Archives lift, and more importantly, I need to swap out the sectors for this. Now, the way this works is it actually looks, when I load in the next sector, it expects to find something identified as this. As in, was this thing frozen up on me? I think it might have. I'll be back in a bit. So, Godot crashed on me. I think part of it is that I'm using some very old hardware, like some DDR3 RAM that I first got when I first built this computer. It's a decade ago. Yeah, this hardware is old. I do have a much more modern stuff at the gaming PC, but honestly, it more or less worked. What I have here more or less works. And with the shortage of RAM due to those fucking idiots in the generative AI bubble, clogging it all up, I'm not likely to get any more for a while. Yeah, well. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. Gonna be adding in a new portal to between the two archive sectors. Now, yeah. The way these portals work is when I load in the next scene, it expects a portal with a specific name. In this case, it's looking for. I change this to archives lift just to keep it consistent between the two. So in the next sector, there should be one called archives lift that will teleport me to the player's location. And I'm just going to very quickly shove this around. Just to make sure actually I'm not going to fall through the floor, I hope. If that does happen when I'm testing, then I will just add another collider in to catch that. Now, I need to go here and archives. And I may as well just copy this node entirely, go into archives, paste it, and adjust it. I just realized I forgot to actually add some walls to seal it or to mark it. No worries, I will deal with that in a moment. That should be it. So let's go quickly pause the recording again while I go and fix all that off screen. Right, we're back. Just going to put the ladder porter pad in this. Need a mesh instance for that. Can't remember what that was. It was porter pad, that's what it was. God damn it. I can never remember any of this shit. Just enough to give it some color, make it kind of look like you're going to be stepping on a teleporter pad. Now, archives lift up to archives upper, archives lift. And I'll probably add something off screen so that it looks like you're using it. Like it will have all the lights and stuff when you step onto it. Right, that should probably be enough for now. Delete. Because 4 guards who are randomly patrolling. This guy's over here guarding the secure archives. This guy's patrolling the secure archives. What else am I missing? Lower level. I'll probably add something like that in later for the other place. Right. Broadcast. Actually, I'm going to close out all these because I do not want Godot to crash on me again. Probably just ran out of memory or something like that, or maybe it's just his own CPU. Just really get it replaced, but I'm too lazy. Oh, please don't crash on me again. Alright, just a bit of slowness there. Thankfully, nothing crashing. And archives upper. I think it was called broadcast upper. Actually, let me check that. Yeah, this is really bitten me on the arse quite a bit, having to get all these things lined up. I honestly don't like using strings as identifiers, but I can't think of a better way to do it here. And coffee machine's just about done. Perfect. I can't function without it. So, wired up the broadcast hole. Last thing to do is the generator room, which there is not a lot here. I am wondering whether or not to add a sabotage target to this monitor here, which will disable cameras everywhere, but maybe put everyone on alert. There if you just want an extra challenge, something like that. What I'm really here for is this. Archives utility is now in Archives Upper rather than Archives. And I think it's time I gave this a test to make sure I haven't screwed all this up. And I'm just going to put, and once again, going to wait until I've actually gotten to the sectors to do anything. So, be back in a bit. So, I'm currently in the broadcast hall, making my way over to the archives. If you notice the frame rate, it doesn't look great. I have got this running at 60 without OBS running in the background, so I think it's just that at work. However, once I stepped into the archives, it would usually drop to 15. So if I can improve that, then, well, it's gone up to 50 now, 45, 50. Let's see how it goes. Still not great, but it's okay. It's improving. Like it would drop to 15, then down to 7. This is an improvement. I'll test it offline afterwards just to see how much difference it does make. If you're wondering why everything looks so quiet, looks so why I'm not actually showing up in any of the lights, it's because I have disabled that via the developer console. It's just so I can get through things a little bit quicker without having to wait. Can I actually do anything? Ah. God damn it. So, things clearly I've missed something. But I've at least solved my original performance issue. Now I've got a different one. How's that line go? Fix one bug, add another. And now wait for everything to load again because yeah, this computer really is not up to par. I'm doing the best I can. Honestly, I'm thinking thoughts of moving everything over to my gaming PC, but I'd rather not do that just yet. Basically, it's just laziness on my part. So, in the generator's room now, and let's see if this portal actually works. Good, that works. Performance is not great. I'm not sure how much of that is just OBS clogging up my CPU, but I'll check it offline just to see if there is anything else there. Let's see if this one works. Well, yep, since this wall wasn't there. Get the right place, didn't I? Ah, good. Yeah. God damn it. So I've had a few more issues while I was testing. I think the lighting got messed up between the two archive sectors, so I'm going to close OBS now and continue recording afterwards once I've tested again, just to check if that really was the cause of my performance issues earlier. And we're back. So yeah, basically the thing problem I was having is that I had forgotten to rename the root node of Archives Upper to Archives Upper, and I forgot to move this sign around. So the portal between the two is definitely working. The portal between the upper and the generator room is working. And I also figured out exactly what was the slowdown I was having. Basically, it was just OBS running in the background was using up too much of my CPU as well. Basically, this CPU is ancient. It's from 2012, something like that. It's AMD FX 6300, old, but it still works. So I'm probably going to keep using it until I can be bothered to fix this or rebuild this PC. That's probably what I'd have to do. I didn't do motherboards, and if I'm doing that, I may as well just get more up-to-date one with some more up-to-date RAM. But I'm honestly not too fussed. I mean, the fact that I'm doing this on such old hardware and it works kind of shows how good Godot can be. So actually, while I'm here, I'm just going to add some more lights in among the archives here. Nope, not that way. That way. Because it is currently a bit dark. Don't want to overdo it, mind you, because having dark adds to the atmosphere and helps the player a bit. And I am actually going to stop editing the children because the main thing I even had that was just for this thing here. Move that along here, and I'm actually going to do these two in a checkerboard. So turn on the overdraw. I can at least see something. Shed a bit more lighting there. Of course, now I need to rebake all this, which is going to take forever. I'm going to do that off scene and off camera rather, and I'm actually going to end this here. That's the current state of Turscar Isle, close to releasing a closed beta. Might be some rough edges, but I can always add those in later. That's the whole point of a beta. Get a rough view of how well it hangs together. The rest should be just polishing up after that. Plan to release this sometime around June/July. I've originally put it at July on the Steam page. So if you want to try it out, maybe try the demo, wishlist it on Steam, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.